I bought my Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon sight unseen from an auction and quickly realized why the previous owner had given up on this thing. The madness all started with an aftermarket alarm system that would only allow me to start the car whenever it wanted. The G-Wagon also had almost every warning light on the dash, the engine was running rough, it had a halfway stolen catalytic converter and a differential locking system that would not work at all, but I dove right in, fixing the rough running for free after finding a vacuum leak. I had the exhaust welded back up and then went down an insane rabbit hole of G-Wagon diff locking diagnosis that will make your head spin. In the end, I was able to fix the locking differentials for just a few bucks in shop supplies by repairing its vacuum system and hydraulic system, and I learned a ton. Then the G-Wagon slapped me in the face again with a $2,000 module and connector that looked like it was recovered from the bottom of the ocean. Now with all that, I am still hopeful that I can fix my G-Wagon on the cheap with some DIY ingenuity. So if my $0 fix works, we save $1,600. And if this madness works, we save another $2,000. And if I can fix this up on a budget, this could pay off big time with good working G-Wagons of this era still selling for around $30,000. So let's hope that this Mercedes is done being, well, an old German car and that it'll cooperate this time so we can get it back on the road looking better than ever. We gotta look in the back. What in the world is that? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am dying to see if we can fix this control module, because this is $2,000 from Mercedes. It's the electronic stability program control unit, and I already sent it out to get fixed DIY style. So if you guys remember, the connector going into this module was in rough shape, and so were a few of the pins. One of them had corroded away to nothing, and the harness in the car had multiple butt connectors, so they had tried to repair this previously, and they did a pretty bad job, but we did a good job. So we have two new pins here. We cut out the 2 butt connectors per wire, and now it's heat shrinked and looking pretty. And this connector was pretty melted up, so we melted some plastic on here and kind of made our own. All this needs to do is insulate the 2 wires and it'll do that. I do have a junkyard connector coming that we can swap later, but this is good enough to try. And also I had this control unit fixed. Look at our brand new pins. And then this top right pin here had disintegrated to nothing. That is new as well. And I brought this over to my friends over at Tekkies, and they repair all sorts of electronic devices, and they were able to cut this thing open and replace the pins for me. So instead of spending $2,000 on the module for Mercedes, this is a $200 repair. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's plug this guy in. All right, we'll button that up later, but it's plugged in. And if you guys remember, we had 3 warning lights saying that the lockers were locked in the cluster, and that signal gets translated through that module. So I think that was a false signal because we would unlock it and we knew they were unlocked, but it was telling us they were. We do not want ABS ESP messages on right now. Fires right up. Come on, come on. I think we're good. These were coming on right away before, so Teliade, whatever, light sensor, whatever, we don't care. 2 faults, that's it. Yes! Haha, the module fixed it. That's awesome. Now we have our parking brake up. We'll turn that off. So we still have ABS. We got to figure out what that is. ABS, not a rig test. Okay. That's fine. It says not available, but it doesn't say the lockers are on. Let's turn this wheel back and forth. Might have to do a little reset. Is it gone? 7 faults. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Hold on. We did reset the module. Let's start this up again. Okay, light sensor. We don't care about you, Teliade. We don't care about you. Okay, still 2 faults. Sometimes you have to reinitialize the steering angle sensor just by going lock to lock. But it doesn't say lockers on. That's great. It's not coding up again, but we still do have an ABS light on there. We got to figure that out. All right, power supply to the traction control hydraulic unit. That's normal. I had that disconnected. Yaw rate is active. Let's just clear these out for now. So right now we are getting diagnostic rig tests. I removed the center console as well. And right there in the shadow of my finger is the yaw rate sensor. So if we go to ESP sensors, you can see here, rotational and lateral acceleration sensor. So when you're turning and driving, that sensor gives the ESP module information on how much turning and driving and how much force there is. I do believe we'll be able to reset this during a test drive, but we have a few things to fix before that test drive because this thing is leaking engine oil. So the G-Wagon's only been in the same spot for 2 days, and look at how much oil is leaking. Look at that, it's just dripping out. So So with any oil leak, you want to look up and see where is it starting. Because you can't just say because the oil leak's there that it's the oil pan. But what you can see is that the oil is dripping from up there. And right there, shadow of the finger, is the oil level sensor. This is actually a really common leak. There's an O-ring on the oil level sensor that fails and then it leaks out. And these sensors, they go bad every once in a while too. I ordered up a new one and this is the O-ring. We could just replace this O-ring, but because these can be problematic, it's best to just replace the whole sensor. These are less than $100, so not too bad. And we're gonna get a free lower oil pan resale out of the deal because you gotta take that off to get to the sensor. So let's take that off. Because G-Wagons are so awesome, they give you a steel skid plate in the front. I mean, everything else is massively protected just by the differential and everything. Skid plate in the back too. But anyway, my point to show you the skid plates is that I gotta get this one out of the way. Okay, that's not happening. Oh my God, none of these will come with the gun. Jeez. Whew. Had to get very muscly there. Didn't have my Wheaties this morning. That's probably why. Or why. Do people actually talk like that with the W thing, with the why and where? If they do, that's awesome. All right, loosen these up as well. You put a nut up there, didn't you, Mercedes? I don't know what kind of accent that was. Let's see up here. Oh no, not up here. The guy that was in charge of the fasteners up here, he was smart. He was smart. Didn't put a nut there. We got a wrench on this side. Oh yeah, don't have my cart close enough. I don't know what to do with this. All right, I'll use it. Oh, this thing is heavy. Oh my gosh. The G-Wagon's a tank. There's my wrench. Seriously, look at this thing. I mean, it is just a monster. But with that out of the way, we can get to the lower oil pan, which isn't too bad of a job to remove. I just cracked the drain plug loose. It's gonna be our first oil change. Let's see what this oil looks like. Hey, look at that. More importantly, I didn't get it all over the ground. All right, that's huge. But yeah, looks like oil. Oil pan is held in by a bunch of E10s and a lot of RTV. I think that's the last one. Did I get oil on my forehead? Is that what this is? Probably. Kind of cool though, right? Hang on. Santa just called, and by Santa I mean Avalon King, and they just let me know their holiday sale, and this is insane. So normally one of their very complete Armor Shield 9 DIY kits are $70, but for a very limited time, if you buy one of these, you're gonna get another one. Totally free. Buy one, get one free. So you're effectively gonna get these for $35 each. These will probably sell out. I'm gonna drop a link down below, but if you've never ceramic coated your car, this is the time to do it. And one of these kits will do a small to medium sized car, but if you have an SUV or a truck, you need two anyway. Or if you have a smaller car like the Typhoon or the Camaro, one's good, and then you give the other one away as a Christmas present. But anyone can do this at home, and after you wash your car, you simply just wipe it on, wait 60 seconds, and wipe it off. The ceramic coating forms an invisible layer on any exterior surface, making it super hydrophobic so dirt and water just bead right off. It's also the best faded black trim restoring product ever. If you guys saw my last Typhoon video, you know this. It's so good. You'll love restoring trim. And then you can also coat your wheels so brake dust doesn't stick to them, and glass to keep that cleaner longer as well. I've been using the Armor Shield 9 for over 5 years now. It's on most of the entire fleet. You guys are gonna love this. It makes for a great Christmas present. I'll drop a link down below. The deal will be automatically applied, but it is limited time, so act fast. We gotta pry this thing off, but just got some tires in the mail. You guys gotta check these out. Bam! Look at this. We got the Ridge grapplers from Nitto. Oh my gosh, these are mean. They are slightly bigger than what we have, so we're gonna be running like 31.5s. I think they're 30s from the factory. You know I like to work efficiently, so let's get these wheels off. We'll send them to the tire shop, and we'll continue on with the oil thing. These tires are actually pretty new, but they don't look mean. They don't fit the part. There we go. Coming off. Luckily, someone had just done the brakes on this thing. They're in great condition. Yeah, meaty pads and all. She's clean. There's a little side-by-side comparison. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit taller, but just so much more aggressive. Anyway, we'll come back to this. We gotta fix this oil leak. I'm getting carried away with tires. I'm just excited. We got a lot of RTV holding this guy in. Decent pry spot right here. All right, stepping this up to the mini pry bar. Oh, there's a spot on this side. Come on. Oh, it's so close. I threaded one of the oil pan bolts in right here. Come on now. Move yourself. All right, longer screwdriver. Oh, it's coming out, yes. We've broken it free. I need a little screwdriver assistance. It's crazy, this thing was so sealed. There we go. We've broken the seal. Okay. Jeez. Nice. Okay. All right, well, yeah, that's just a lot of RTV. That is for sure. So what I was doing with those bolts is you can actually thread them in. You can see they were trying to hit right here. So they actually give you these little areas to thread in a bolt to try and push on it. Like on this end, it didn't really do anything, but we got it. Let's fix this oil leak. Here is the bottom end of the M113 engine. Never had any timing chain issues at all. Here's the oil pump, no issues with that either. Just this whole engine is phenomenal. Love it. Here is our oil level sensor though, and kind of a dumb design. Like if this O-ring was gonna leak, you could just have the bolts on the other side so you can at least replace that, pull it up, replace it, but whatever. A couple more E10s. And since we're replacing the whole sensor, we'll take these out too. Got it. All right, so this will pull down here. This is actually the level sensor mechanism. So I can measure the oil level with this sensor. This should just pull right out now. Come on, little screwdriver assistance. And we can pull this side out like that. There she is. So yes, technically you could just do the O-ring, but it's kind of a lot of work. And this thing's definitely gonna fail at some point. All right, you know we got the MB sunroof grease. That was kind of excessive, but there it is. And our new one. We'll give this a little clean. New sensor going to its new home. Bam. I would not tighten these with a gun. It's just going into a plastic sensor. So draw them in. We'll tighten them up by hand. I'm gonna give them a little Alex click, click, or whatever your name is, and then click. What is your name? Post your first name in the comment section. Did you guys ever give yourself like a John click or a Bill click or a Jose click or whatever your name is? I'm gonna give this to a random person. This is a Josh click right here. Click. Good job, Josh. Tighten this guy up. All right, Alex torqued this one, so the sensor is done. That is the easy part of the job. Now we just have to clean up a ton of RTV. When I have a lot of RTV to clean up, I just start off with a razor blade, just kind of get the big stuff off like that. Something you can just pull off. After you get the big stuff off, you can use one of these little white wheels on the end of a die grinder or a drill, so you don't have to dig too deep into it. It'll clean it up pretty quickly. Just use the white. There's a few different colors, I think yellow and green and red. Those are much more abrasive, and we're working on aluminum, so we don't want to dig into the material. The white with light pressure works great. And honestly, this part's kind of fun. Right? It's not that fun. Definitely takes a little bit of time, but we are all cleaned up, ready to go. And I've cleaned up the oil pan mating services also. We're gonna keep our Mercedes-Benz all Mercedes. Hey, look at this, in Italy, cool. This is the dealership RTV, and I have some of these tubes laying around the shop, so we're gonna use it on a Mercedes. And this thing is never gonna leak. Ever. All right, ready to go back together. This is the tricky part. You gotta act quick because this oil will pretty much never stop dripping down, so you gotta give it a wipe. And then go right up with the pan immediately. All right, so we gotta act quick, act quick. Get this thing bolted in before that oil creeps in. Okay, there she is. All right, now we gotta keep acting quick, getting these bolts in there. I don't want any of that oil mixed in with our fresh RTV. We're looking good though. All right, I'm just going around giving these some good old Alex clicks, or what we throw in, we'll do a Jeff click. There. We'll do a Tony click right there. I don't know, we got any Vitos? We'll do a Vito click. Paul, I don't know what other guy names are there. I'm thinking of people in my life right now. You got Max, the editor. Any Maxes out there? Click. All right, that's all I got. She's torqued. With this job done, let's keep fixing under here. And it looks like this steering shock has seen better days. I kind of wiped it down, but it was leaking pretty good. Probably the original made in Germany. Now we could have had the engine oil leak all over this shock, but let's find out. I'm gonna take off one end, all right, remove the bolt, and it's just like a regular shock. So we can test it, and you know what? I don't think it's collapsed. No, this is way too hard to push in, so it's working. But we also didn't have that bad of a leak all the way back here. This is mostly in this area. Yeah, it's like getting kind of wet. I think I'm just gonna replace it anyway. I ordered one up from ECS Tuning, and they sent this out along with our oil level sensor, and they sent us out a new Bosch belt, and this is the O2 sensor for right here, even though this one's not bad, but it did technically get cut, so I'm gonna replace it. ECS Tuning's been great. I'll drop a link down below. If you guys have a European car and you need parts, definitely check them out. Now we can take off the bolt from this end. All right, I got a washer as well. Oh, okay. That fell out easy. There's our bolt. And so out with the grimy, in with the shiny. So we'll slide this guy right in like that. And then we just have our washer, and we'll thread on the nut on the bottom. It'll hold us. All right, now we can slide this end in here, and I did have to compress this guy a little bit on the ground just to make it line up. There we are. Nice. And nice. We're done. Man, we are rocking, guys. That's done. That's done. Every few inches we go down, we're like replacing more parts and making this thing better. And actually, if we leave steering shock land and just travel right over the hill to right here, we're in fuel filter land, and that fuel filter looks original. And I don't know about you guys, but I woke up this morning just so excited to see how nasty the fuel is coming out of that fuel filter. Did you guys do the same thing? I think you did. So these have one-time use clamps, so we're just gonna use our side cutters here, and we can just kind of break them off. This has a total of 4 hoses. I've removed all of the clamps, and we can just pry some of these hoses off like that. Lose a little bit of fluid, but I have most of them clamped off. I like these little plastic hose clamps. Front hoses are off as well, and there is a hose clamp right here. That's all that holds this guy in. So we're gonna loosen this thing up. Oh, look at those original numbers. All right, I got her loose. Here she comes. Oh, yeah, definitely original. It's kind of clear. Also kind of clear. Wow. Oh no, there it is, there it is. You just gotta shake it up sometimes. There we go. Yeah, see all that garbage? That's not good, people. Swap out your fuel filters. They're pretty cheap. Look at this, 2001 date code. Crazy. Change out your fuel filter, people. Come on. What are you thinking? I just transferred the rubber isolator onto our new filter, and now we can get this guy going in. We have all new clamps, looking good. And now we can release our tools. Bam, one more. All right, fuel filter job is complete. You guys wanna see the inside of a fuel filter? Bam, already cut it open for you. There it is, there's a little cap, and here is the filter inside. So if you guys were ever curious, it kind of just looks like the inside of an oil filter, but for fuel. And yeah, it's pretty black and dirty. Obviously no chunks or anything, it's not an engine filter. There shouldn't be any chunks in your gas tank, but yeah, I mean, just look at how old and crusty this is. Definitely swap these out, guys. Eventually these little pieces can break off and go in your fuel injectors. You don't want that. But you know what? This 2-ton cherry picker, it's blocking me. It's trying to block me. Oh, oh, oh. Gosh, I like watching basketball, and I just can't play it. Let me just, yay, I made it. Oh, and you know what? I got Bulls season tickets this year, and I give them away all the time on Instagram and Facebook, so follow me at LegitStreetCars. I'll literally post up the Bulls logo and just say free tickets with parking to the first person who messages me. So I also post up a ton of car pictures and stuff like that, so give me a follow. We're gonna do some differential services here for the old G-Wagon. We can guarantee this stuff has never been done before. And let's take a look. Yep, yeah, I mean, I don't know, actually looks not bad. I was expecting this to be way worse. All right, we got our AMSOIL 7590 going in this diff. Never serviced before. Still working good because it's a G-Wagon. Once it starts coming out, you can go ahead and throw your plug back in. That is one serviced differential. All right, next, center differential or transfer case. Also very nice. That is like brand new. We probably don't even need to do this. Wow. I wonder if they service this one though. I wonder. We're gonna do it anyway though, that's for sure. They all take 7590, and this is gonna be the exact same process as the front and the rear. I'll do the rear too. Filling around up. Oh, that looks good too. Wow, I thought for sure this would be like molasses. Rear diff is all done. I wanna get some engine oil in this thing, so let's swap out the engine oil filter and the tire place called. The tires are done, so I'm gonna pick those up here in a few minutes. We just have a couple more kind of minor but important repairs to do. Then we get our tires, then we go for a ride. Here's our oil filter. Ooh, yeah, it looks pretty normal to me. And here is our new oil filter with new O-rings. There are 4 of them, 2 up here. And we'll go ahead and pop this guy in. Click. Our G-Wagon has been treating us very nice, so we're gonna treat it with the best oil ever, 5W40 European from AMSOIL. And I've actually been an AMSOIL dealer now for, I don't know, 5 years. There's a couple thousand of you guys that are my preferred customers because you save 25% on all of their products. So I'll drop a link down below. Drink up, little buddy. I'm about to fire this thing up, and I did remove the center console. I've been looking around at wiring, and I found something that might be causing the airbag light. Look at this right here. This is a stud for the battery hold down, and it's totally chafing these wires. And these are SRS control unit wires. So they're not cut or anything. I wonder if we just kind of pull them up like that and clear codes, if we won't have an SRS light. So I'm gonna go ahead and press clear on all the codes, and we'll fire it up. All right, we gotta give this thing a prime since we did our fuel filter. No airbag light on yet. Okay, fire it up. We got light sensor, we got ABS. We do have SRS still. Darn. Look at that. We still have the SRS. Man, that stinks. I gotta say though, before it was saying it in the main screen, now it's just the little guy right there. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I gotta say, actually, something's changed now. Before I was having an issue clearing, it would say go ahead and clear, and then it wouldn't confirm. Now it's telling me to switch off the ignition. We just switched it back on. Come on. No trouble codes. No way. So SRS trouble codes, even with the key on, usually pop up. Let's try this one more time. Get out of here. It's flashing on me. It's flashing SRS. What? Flashing SRS. Usually you only see a check engine light flashing. All right, let's scan. No trouble codes though. Huh, hold on a second. This is really weird. Let's fire this up again. It's flashing. I've been working on cars a long time. I've never seen a flashing SRS light. Have you guys? But seriously, where are the codes, man? Give me some codes, people. Codes, codes, codes. Nothing. That makes no sense. Let's get out of here. Let's check the ignition circuits. Value NA. So the flashing SRS light most likely means it needs to be coded. Let's go back in here. Read coding, change if necessary. Let's see if we can program in its equipment. Buckler fitted for driver, front passenger, US, Canada, left-hand steer, tele, emergency call system is installed. All right, let's go with no. Transmit, yes, it's been coded out. I also had to lock the module, so that is done. Come on now. All right, we'll probably have to clear codes. Oh, SRS is gone. Please stay far away. Oh my gosh, SRS is gone. No way. Oh my gosh, so that wire grounded out and it probably freaked out the control unit. We reprogrammed it. I obviously got to tape up that wire, no big deal. It's not even really cut. And that's it. Oh. That is huge, guys. We are getting rid of lights left and right. We still got that ABS light though, but you know what? ABS is on, but you know what I totally forgot about? We're not seeing the whole rig test thing or whatever it was saying in there. That's usually what it says when these things are in dyno mode, but let's go back to ABS and scan for codes. It came back. That's okay. We gotta drive it. We gotta pick up these tires. I think I got 2 or 3 more repairs we're gonna do, and we're going for it. All right, next up, I wanna do something that is very expensive to fix, and that would be this right here. Both front windows rock back and forth like this. They do go up and down, but they're a little shaky to say the least. And sometimes they get stuck. So then you gotta move it like that to try and get it to go back up. Anyway, we can't have that, but guess how much window regulators are for a G-Wagon? About $800. I've looked for aftermarket units. There is nothing for the front, only the rear can you find for a semi-reasonable price of around $200 each. So there's no option. That's why these are still broken. Everybody gives up on them. It would literally cost $1,600 in just parts to fix these window regulators with new regulators. All right, so let's take our door panel off. It's just a few screws and clips, very easy. And let's take a look at our window regulator. Here it is, and there is the motor cable system. And if we shake this back and forth, we can see what's going on here. All the movement is here. We have a plastic clip inside of a channel. Now, I did think that this side was broken off, but no, I think this is how it's designed. As you can see here, it doesn't look broken. So inside the channel is loose. We gotta be able to DIY fix this, guys, especially for how much they cost. All right, I'm gonna start by separating, and we're gonna remove these screws for that. We'll get the window out of the way. With both screws out of the way, just pull this up. It'll come out of the channel. So I've taped the glass up so it'll hold itself. And now we can take a better look at this. It's very loose. There's a cable on the back side, and that's what makes this go up and down. To get a better look at this, we're gonna remove all the screws and drop this regulator down. All right, so now we can bring this down and out possibly. All right, cool. We just wanna see the back side. Ooh, maybe a cable adjustment? I don't know. All right, here we go. Here is behind the channel. We can see the cable wheel there. And if we travel down, we have another cable wheel there. Look at this. Can we tighten this up? So I think our whole issue is that this cable is just stretched out a little bit. And if we turn this, we can see inside, oh, those are the cable ends. Cool. What if we just shorten up the cable? That could work. All right, let's go like this. We'll kind of twist this out. Be careful here. We don't want to unravel everything. But yeah, this plastic looks to be in good shape. I don't really see anything worn out there. It doesn't really matter which end we do. It's kind of stuck in there though. We need a pick. We gotta be really gentle. I don't want to break any of this plastic or we are dead in the water at that point. All right, we need to get a little slack on this cable, so I'm gonna pop up this clip here first. Gently prine it like that. Okay, yes. All right, so now we've relieved tension. We'll wrap this around like that. All right, so we've relieved cable tension. That'll help us later when we need to reinstall it. So now we're gonna push this cable end. Oh, it's loose, come on. get out. This was probably never made to come out, seeing as how none of this is actually serviceable, according to anyone. But we don't care about that, do we? We want to fix this stuff. Honestly, I'll take either end. Really doesn't matter. There we go. Like if this end wants to come out, done. All right, cool. So we just got to remember this one goes on top, this one goes on bottom. All right, now the question is, can we simply shorten this up? Can we remove this and cut off a little bit or just move it up? I don't know. I have to guess as to how much to cut off this cable. I don't want to go too short or we might affect the travel of the window. I'm gonna start right there. I'll just simply cut this with some side cutters. There we go. And then I'm gonna take just a random electrical connector that I had laying around in my toolbox. You can buy like, 100 packs of these for a few bucks, no big deal. Literally any electrical butt connector would work. And we're gonna use our crimp tool. Crimp it down, okay. There we are. And this is on there, not going anywhere. And then we're gonna actually cut off the excess here. That's hard. All right, and look at that. We made our new end. That looks great. Honestly, it looks factory. Let's see if it works. All right, if you guys remember, this is the one that was on the bottom. So we're gonna feed it in like this. Okay, that's nice and tight. This one went on top of it. That's the easy part. Now we gotta get it around this wheel now that we've tightened it. All right, now we're gonna wrap this around here, around the wheel. Okay, it's definitely tighter. Now we have to make this all the way over there. We actually better get this guy lined back up. Now let's get this piece in the groove. Have it flip down like that. Okay, and now we need to get this around the wheel. No biggie, but now that we're tighter, it's gonna be a little difficult to get this in here. Hopefully we can make it. Oh, it's so close. Come on, come on, come on. Nothing can break. Oh, jeez, this is tight. Oh yeah, I can already tell it's better. If I pull this down, it'll give me a little bit of slack. Come on. Oh, let's go. I'm in the groove. All right, let's see if we can squeeze this down. Give us a little hand. Yeah. Now I was thinking we could just move it to the next notch, but this is actually broken off, so I'm not sure if that would really do anything, and this slides back and forth. I don't know if that would actually tighten the cable, but anyway, this definitely did. That cable is very, very nice and tight. It was so sloppy before. So if my $0 fix works, we save $1,600. Let's put it back together, guys. We might have just fixed this for free. All right, we're sliding it back in. We didn't even have to take the whole regulator out, which is nice. All right, it's tight in there, that's for sure. Going right back into place. Cool, I'll get the screws in here. Regulator's in there. Let's lower our window. Our window going down. Go back to your home window. All right, gotta hold it right there. And we'll get these little screws back in. That little Alex click, click, click. It's better. It's better. It's not perfect. Yeah, it's better, but it's still moving. Okay, we could try and tighten that cable again, but I don't want to risk that we lose its travel. I want to think of something else. I don't know what that something else is right now, but yeah. I'll get there. Okay, I have an idea. See the glass moving in the rail? This rail is held in by a screw down there. I could potentially space this in just a little, and then it'll be a much tighter fit. Let's try that. So there's the screw for the rail. We're gonna remove that. Now with the screw out, I'm gonna space this out temporarily with my pry bar. Now let's see. Oh, it's mint. It's mint. Okay, I gotta get it right though, because we can't have it bind up. It's still gotta go up and down just as fast as it did. We don't want this to be the only side we adjust. We need to adjust this side too so it goes up straight. And so same thing, I gotta take out that screw for this rail. It was a pain in the butt to get in there, but I have a washer spacing that out and one on the other side, which is hard to see. All right, and I'm in here like a little ninja, tightening up some longer bolts like that. All right, check this out, people. This thing is pretty fast now. Look at that, perfectly straight. Oh yeah, all right. So there's definitely gonna be some side to side on these G-Wagons, like that's normal. Look at the back, that's fine, it has that too, but this is not normal. This is so bad it just stops right there and yeah, we're done. You gotta like move it and then kind of keep going. And that's exactly what the driver's side was like, but not anymore. She goes right up nice and smooth. Oh yeah. Bam, that's awesome. All right, so we shortened up the cable. We added 2 washers that we found laying around, and now I have to do it again on the passenger side, but overall, I would take that over spending like $800 a regulator any day. I did end up finding some really cheapo regulators, but I don't know if they would even fit. And all the big Euro sites just sell the $800 ones, so I'm assuming those don't work well. But it definitely was a combo fix, and I think the washers on the rails helped a lot. Now, I just saved big time fixing the window regulators, but you guys can save 15% off anything on my website, LegitStreetCars.com. I'll drop a link down below. The sale only has a few days left, so if you've wanted anything from the website, now is your time. I'm gonna do something that may not need to be done, but we're pretty low on power steering fluid, and something I'm gonna go ahead and fix for the next owner of this vehicle one day is this. The power steering reservoir, it has a filter inside that you cannot change separately. You have to do the whole thing, and that does get clogged around 100,000 miles. Sometimes you gotta replace these, and this little O-ring at the back of it will leak as well. So we're gonna fix a leak and replace a filter essentially for the power steering system. But we're gonna get this air tube out. Get this out of here. These are a pain in the butt, but it's cold air intake for sure. Both of these are going into the fender. I'm telling you, Mercedes has it going on with cold air induction. This clamp right here, that's loose, but it's also leaking. You can see right down there, it dribbles down from the back of the reservoir. We're gonna start by sucking all of the fluid out of the reservoir. Next, we'll loosen up this clamp here, and I'll pull this off. Now we have one E10 to remove from the front. Next, something really important is, see this clip right there? You're gonna pry that out, but don't lose it. It'll go flying. If I say that now, I'm probably gonna lose it. A pick like this works pretty well. I'm just gotta get behind it. Okay. See, I lost it there on purpose to show you guys how to lose it, so you guys know how not to lose it, and because I was holding the camera. You're supposed to have another hand in there to catch it, but I think I did hear it on the ground. Oh, clip. Oh, clip, where are you at? Seriously, where are you at? Around here somewhere, boy. I see it past the solid axle, the updated G63 front end, all the way over yonder. Yes. I feel like that Australian dude in the wild that would like fight animals. It makes no sense, like zero. But what does make sense is to put a little rag in here because you're gonna lose a little bit of power steering fluid, even though we tried to suck most of it out. But from here, this guy is ready to come forward. Only thing that's holding it in is the O-ring. It's been in there probably for 22 years. There we go. We're gonna lose some. Get out of here. No, stop it. Okay, so we leaked some. It's inevitable. Oh, someone did replace this O-ring at some point. I don't believe these were orange, or were they orange? I don't know, this actually looks kind of old. Anywho, we'll clean this up. There she is, there's your power steering pump. Give this a little brake cleaning. Oh yeah. Now for the next step, I recommend copious amounts of Mercedes-Benz sunroof grease. This is for the seal. And so we're gonna install the seal right here. It fits in a little groove. This groove is for the clip. And now we're gonna take our new reservoir with an internal filter that we cannot see, and we're gonna push it on. Just like that, all the way. Perfect. You know it's on when your clip will line up in the groove down there. All right, now I gotta sneak this clip in. It's a very tough clip. They just don't make clips like this anymore. Look at that guy. Now we gotta push it on, which is very difficult to do with your finger. But if we get a little stubby flat blade in here, oh, almost got it. Come on, you can push it on. Come on. Oh, did I get it? Yeah, I got it. I own you, big clip. That's it. So that either works out or it goes flying and you lose it and spend the next like 4 hours of your day trying to find one before you order one. That happens too. Now we can tighten up our E10 in the front and we're almost done with this job. At a shop, you can guarantee this is gonna be like a $600 repair. I got that from ECS Tuning. I think it was around 50 bucks, 70 bucks. It was really cheap and this might take you an hour and you'll feel good doing it. Hose is back on with a new clamp and we're gonna get some new power steering fluid out of the deal. So a little bit of a flush too. I don't know about you guys, but I wanna see what's inside of here. I'll take a look at this filter. See if I can break this open. Okay, so normally I would put this in my vise and cut it apart, but I have engine parts on my vise. I don't want to get stuff dirty. So we got it outside. Let's just smash it. There we go. Good old smasheroo right there. What we got inside? Let's see what this filter looks like. It needs more smash. Is that it? Yeah, that's the filter. That's the filter in there. There we go. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's the filter in there. Cool. Never actually seen that before. Wow, it's just like a little mesh thing and it is all black and nasty. So eventually that plugs up and restricts flow and you'll get a groaning noise even though your power steering fluid is full. There she is, cool. All right, we got like 2 more things under the hood. Oh. Flip this around. We gotta swap out these nasty air filters. All right, I've seen worse for sure. These aren't horrible, but they're just due. Yeah, not bad. These new factory filters look much, much better. So we'll pop these in. There's another one over there, same process. And we'll have clean air going into our engine. Done. Second one going on. All right, air filters are done, but we gotta give this mass airflow sensor a little cleaning right now. So we're using mass airflow sensor cleaner, and this will evaporate in seconds. So you can take it off your car or not, just don't start it right away. I like to give it a few minutes to fully evaporate, but we just clean the mass airflow sensor. It's that easy, and these things can get a little dirty with dirty air filters over time. And then this guy won't read properly, so it can reduce your fuel economy. It's just a good thing to do when you do your air filters. Just get this stuff specifically. Don't get brake clean or anything. You gotta use this. I was thinking about replacing this belt, but it looks new. It's Mercedes-Benz, and yeah, the ribs are in mint condition. We're gonna leave the belt and the spark plugs. They spec'd out as well. I think they had just been done. They're like 100,000 mile plugs. They had the perfect gap, so we checked that in the last video. So I think we're doing pretty good. All right, airbox going on. These air filters I got from ECS Tuning, along with the power steering reservoir, the steering shock, and the fuel filter. They have everything for your Euro car. I use them all the time. I'll drop a link down below. ECS Tuning. We got a ton of parts. Well, I figured out something interesting. I have some JB Weld in this mirror because it was kind of coming apart. But this is a very, very expensive Mercedes-Benz mirror, and it's plugged in right now, but it wasn't plugged in before. I just did that. So they didn't have this plugged in. That is part of the light sensor circuit. So that might be why it was throwing the code right away, because usually when these sensors fail, you have to turn the headlights on and then you get the warning. If it's coming on right away, it's usually a circuit issue. And you can see they did an Alcantara headliner, so they definitely had this down. I think they forgot to plug it in. If I'm right, we shouldn't have a warning for the light sensor. Tele-aid comes up on all old Mercedes if it's not connected. Yeah, no, this looks good. One malfunction, sweet. We got no SRS, we got no light sensor warning. We just have the ABS, which we're gonna go out for a ride, and Tele-aid, which I'm working on. We're definitely not getting that antiquated system connected. I mean, I don't even know if you can still get a subscription for a car this old for Tele-aid. It's basically OnStar for Mercedes. I'm gonna see if I can just code that out so we don't get the warning anymore. Guess what just came in? Take a guess, take a guess. Oh, it's literally, I'm touching it right now and rolling it over here. It's the tires on the wheels. Bam, look at these things. These look so good. Oh my gosh, this is like totally gonna make the truck. These are the tires G-Wagons should come with. Let's get it on. All right, get our wheel bolts in there. And we'll get this guy on. I gotta say, wheel bolts, not the most fun to deal with. Yes. Bam, guys, that is mean. Are you kidding? Let's lower this thing down. Oh, tell me that's just not perfect. Oh my gosh. Even the factory ride height on this thing is pretty good. That is down on the ground. These are the best. Oh my gosh. I want to off-road a G-Wagon so bad. My dream G-Wagon is a facelifted, I think 2010 and 11 G55. So it was the last couple of years of the M113K. And then they updated the interior and a few other things. That is my dream G-Wagon one day. All right, we have the other tires on as well. Let's go for a ride. Okay, I'll take the tape off first. Don't worry. Ugh, people, don't put tape on your hood. This is horrible. It's gonna take me forever to clean all that off. All right, I'm spraying this with some foaming bug and tar. This stuff is everywhere. Stinks. Okay, slowly but surely it's coming. This is horrible. Tape is gone, much better. Oh man. You guys see this thing? It looks pretty good. Let's go for a ride. Let's see if we can figure out this ABS light, and then we won't really have any important lights on it. Tele-aid, we gotta figure that out too. But yeah, let's roll. All right, so we're on the road. We're gonna try out a manual relearn to get rid of our ABS light. So I put our shifter into neutral. We're gonna hit the ESP button, and this will flash. Once that stops flashing and goes solid, we need to take off, turn the steering wheel back a few times, and it'll relearn the yaw sensor. So this is something you guys can do without any scan tool at all if you need to reset and relearn your electronic stability program control unit, or if there's some parts that you replace and then you have to do this, like the yaw rate sensor. So this will flash for a little bit and then it'll be ready. Okay, now we have it solid. So we're gonna go into drive, and we have to do a few of these here. So we're just turning the steering wheel back and forth. Learn, sensors learn. There is a van pulling out in front of me. Probably thinks I'm crazy. I'm just warming up the tires, dude. It's almost race time. Don't you worry about it. Keep going here until this light goes away. Go away. Yeah, it went away. Well, the triangle went away. We still have the ABS light, but that should mean it relearned. Okay, I think I messed this up. It's supposed to start flashing again. Then we stop and put it into neutral. So it didn't do that. It's been a while. So neutral, press that down. We got our flash, and we gotta wait for it to go solid again. We're solid again. All right, we're gonna try starting off really slow. All right, we wanna see this flash now. We're gonna give it some turning. Okay, turned off. But Look at that. No more ABS. No more ABS. No more ABS. Okay, that was supposed to start flashing again. I don't know, but we don't have any ABS. Let's scan for codes. You know, at the dealership when I used to work there, like at this point, well over a decade ago, we would just use the Mercedes-Benz computer, which you can do that too. But for you guys at home, you might not need a Mercedes computer, just do this. All right, this thing is running and driving absolutely perfect. It feels like a brand new G-Wagon, so I just wanna hop on the highway really quick before we go back to the shop. I have a few little cosmetic things we're gonna do that are gonna improve this thing big time. But yeah, overall, she is just running great. This is so cool, guys, with no warning lights. Like I said, Tele-Aid Visit Workshop is like on every old Mercedes. Kinda stinks. We're gonna try and get that off though. Maybe I'll teach you guys how to do that. I don't know, I've never done it before. But I just wanna hop on the highway, make sure this thing is super solid. You know, I always take care of my mechanical first. Okay, yeah. Woo! Feels good. Oh my gosh. These things are torquey. They get like 12 miles per gallon probably at the most because they're geared, you know, pretty aggressively. Man, this thing feels good. Straight as an arrow. The tires are amazing. They don't rub on anything. God, what a great vehicle overall. Just not rusted out. It's got some questionable cosmetic mods. It is what it is. A lot of G-Wagons are like that. If you like, you know, the hood and the new updated front end, maybe one of each, I don't know. But man, what a solid rig. Like I paid 18 grand. I think this is worth mid to upper 20s. And even at that, great truck. If you buy one like this that's not rotted out, they are, I know the locker system was pretty complicated, but other than that, they're pretty basic vehicles in the world of Mercedes. And because it has the most bulletproof engine, bulletproof transmission, and bulletproof drivetrain in general, if you know you change your hydraulic fluid and fix vacuum leaks, it makes it a very reliable, very high-end looking European truck. Okay, like everybody associates these with just big dollar, and that's why you see so many of the old ones that are modified cosmetically to just kind of look newer. But you could also buy these as a straight up off-road monster. Like this one would be perfect. And I am stuck behind a Buick LeSabre with American flag. Wow, a really nice Buick LeSabre driven by someone that I won't show, but that you could imagine would drive an old Buick LeSabre. I gotta say, for being such a very tall and heavy, you know, truck, it doesn't handle that bad. These tires just make it. Let me know what you guys think of the look with the tires. I think this is such a nice OEM plus addition to any G-Wagon. I'm driving on the highway now. Solid. Very solid. Straight as an arrow. And I gotta say, I'm one happy camper, guys. Do you remember what was going on with this thing when I got it? It had like 8 different warning lights on the dash. It was running rough. We had all the locker issues. And now it's just cruising down the highway, looking pretty, looking mean, and ready to go back to Legit Street Quarters for a few little upgrades we're gonna do in the interior, because we still haven't even fully pulled the seat cover off of this. I took a peek. It's not the best. And we haven't even looked in the trunk yet. I don't even know what's back there. We're back in the shop. We're in good company with the E55. I'm gonna try and program the Tele-Aid thing out. So we'll go to program and coding. And we're actually gonna go to airbag, vehicle equipment. Oh, and by the way, we got our big Autel working. It just needed an update. So this is back. So look at this. Tele-Aid emergency call system installed? No, it's not installed. Bam, bam. Okay, we'll hit transmit. Yes, of course. Haha, yes. All right, guys, here we go. Warning light free completely. Oh, we don't have any Tele-Aid stuff. It's fired up. We have nothing. We got nothing. Hold on, let's see it. Let's see it. Where's the no malfunction? Oh wait, it doesn't even show up if you don't have any malfunctions. There we go, no, it does. Haha, no malfunctions. I was clicking the wrong button. Look at that, no malfunctions. If you got a Euro car, you know what this means, people. You know what this means. If you got a Honda or Toyota, you don't know what this means at all. You've never had any malfunctions. It's been fine. Actually, unless you have some of the newer Hondas. I have a friend with a 68,000 mile Honda minivan, and he needed piston rings because of cylinder deactivation. Please, people, don't do cylinder deactivation. That system even ruins Hondas, which I didn't think was possible. Anyway, I'm going a little crazy on Hondas right now, but no malfunction. Haha, we're gonna treat this G-Wagon even better now and do some interior mods. The interior on the G-Wagon is not bad, and usually the Mercedes leather holds up really well. As you can see here, look at the seat bottom, it's great. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen that kind of damage before. before, so we are gonna swap that out, get rid of these seat covers. That will make this thing automatically more valuable because people see this, especially in pictures. It just looks cheap. So anyway, seat motors all work, so I'm just gonna loosen up all the bolts. All right, that one coming out, we'll get the rest. All right, I've unplugged some connectors underneath. These aren't too bad, because they sit up kind of high. Yeah. G-Wagon seat coming out. All right, so that'll make it a lot easier to replace this whole seat back with a known good part from eBay. Just needs a good cleaning, but the leather is in good shape overall. And this was about $300. Yeah, it's just a little dusty. We're gonna clean this up right now. Since it's off, we can get in all the little nooks and crannies. And we'll just use our little LSC brush, scrub it down. And now we can just wipe it down. Make it look all pretty again. Finish it off with some leather conditioner and she's done. This guy's all leather conditioned up, feeling good. So let's take these seat covers off. There's the headrest. And this, I think, just slides right over the headrest to get it off. All right, there we go. There we go, okay. All right, yeah, got a little wear there, so we'll be replacing that also. All right, we gotta transfer over the seat back. Luckily, this is in good shape. It's got some stuff in it though. Ooh, free microfiber. Ooh, what's this? Oh, no way. We got another shifter. There's one in the car right now. Oh, this one's missing the little MB, but all right, wood grain shifter, I'll take it. What else we got in here? Oh, no way. Yeah, we got another hood star, brand new in the bag. Oh my gosh, it's $50,000 cash. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's get these screws out of the bottom. That's a drywall screw right there. I do like the effort though. They put a little cover on top of it. That's nice, thank you. Guys, check out what just came in the mail. We got a new head unit with the trim and everything, and this is gonna give us a bunch of apps, and it's gonna modernize the G-Wagon. I cannot wait to get this in. We're gonna finish up the seat really quick, and then, yes. Anyway, drywall screw coming out, cool. Great. This is the headrest motor system. We just need to pop these out, so you can just kind of hold onto them on the bottom. And the headrest comes right out like that. Well, you gotta love junkyards. You know, so I just got this on eBay. They strip everything and sell it. It's like a buffalo. You know, you kill the buffalo, you use every last little piece of it. That's what you do in buffalo killing. But not only do they take the headrest motor stuff, they even took all of our springs and the framing to the back of this and everything. But I am wondering, do we just swap the leather? I think we can. Yeah, there's no hog rings on this. I think we can just swap the leather. We might not even need to take this fully apart. These just pull straight up like that. We're gonna be little seamstresses over here. Bam, oh, this would be so nice. This one goes out to the side. Bam, got these caps off. These things kinda, I had to mess around with a pick in there. Let those pop off. Now we should be able to peel this back here like that. Okay, so, whoops. Can't reuse this one. It's okay. Wow, this is literally just all coming apart. If we pull up, we should be able to pull this all out as one unit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sweet. So yeah, that makes sense now as to why they left all this, because they probably sold this as a whole separate piece. But all right, I'll take it. You guys wanna see a fire hazard? It's right here. They tried to repair the heated seats. They didn't even put any tape on here or anything. That is a power in the ground, just like bzzz, right next to each other. That's crazy. All right, so this is pretty easy. We're just gonna take our new one, kind of just slide it on, push this through. Oh yeah, guys, this is great. All right, we just gotta go around and clip it back on. Sweet. All right, guys, seat is all put back together like we weren't even there. It looks beautiful. The bottom's not cut up, nice and comfy. The back seat is in excellent condition, and this is normal. This is just how the Mercedes leather pattern kind of is, where they scrunch it. It's very luxurious. This even has a rear heated seat. But anywho, let's get this guy back in, and then let's go update this infotainment system. Now, just be careful when you're putting seats in so you don't scratch everything. Oh, these are so easy, people. Take your own G-Wagon seats in and out. You can do it. All right, I'll get the bolts in. We'll wrap this up, and then it's radio time. So the factory head unit in the G-Wagon is very, very old, but also super damaged. And I do believe it works, though, still, technically. Maybe, intermittently. Okay, not at all? Okay, we'll go with not at all. It doesn't work anymore, but it's also very easy to replace. Oh, and check it out. I pulled out this trim panel. This was already replaced, so someone was really trying to diagnose the lockers, but whatever. This just pops out very easily. And with all of the connectors unplugged, we can put this to the side. And I just pulled out the screws for the radio, so this just slides out. And we just have a few radio connectors, but you guys wanna see the most G-Wagon thing ever? This is factory. This cable right here, this is like screwed into the frame of the firewall essentially, and it goes right there to the body. It's like some kind kind of inner structure frame support cable. I don't know. I love factory writing though too. That's pretty cool. It's basically a firewall subframe connector cable. I don't know. That's cool. This thing is so old. Ugh. Mercedes-Benz Bosch. Yeah. So here is our new radio. Came with the trim bezel and everything. This was like $150. That's it. And hopefully it works. This is a big screen, man. This is awesome. So it was plug and play so far. All these connectors went in. This should work. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Dude, this looks good. Are you kidding? Look at that, we got Google Chrome. Wow. Oh man, YouTube. This is crazy. All right, hang on. We gotta connect this to the internet. This is so cool. I just connected to Wi-Fi. Let's see, LEG. I wanna see, oh, look at that. I don't even need the T. LegitStreetCars #1. That's cool, and this isn't signed in. Hey, it's me. It's me, and it's the G. Let's watch this. Look at that, we're watching YouTube. That's a nice G-Wagon right there. This looks like a pretty good video. You guys should watch that one if you haven't already. If you guys are curious on YouTube suggestions, we got Goon Squad, Vice Grip Garage, Heavy D Sparks, Hoobie, Haggerty, and me again, yay! Matt's Off-Road Recovery. We got ammo. Anyway, this is a good video. I'm gonna watch this entire awesome video from this super good looking guy, and then we'll put this radio back in. This is awesome. Radio is installed, looking good. And I can't believe how fast everything is. Look at that. Bam. We have a little chatbot or something? Okay, awesome. Yeah, this thing is quick, guys. This is awesome. I will definitely leave a link down below. Not sponsored, I bought this. Looks really great though. And overall, our interior looks really great. This G-Wagon is a beautiful place to be. And the best part is right here, no malfunction. Oh, one last thing, I totally forgot. We gotta look in the back. What in the world is that? What is going on back here? Enjoy comfort. Yushi Life or something? What is this? I don't know what this is. We got some tarps, I guess. Yeah, we got tarps. This is like a pillow. And oh, this is something to put on the dash. This is all brand new. So this is for, so you don't get sun damage. Is this a complete car cover for a G-Wagon? Oh my gosh, I bet you it is. Wow, this is like really, really nice too. Oh, we got floor mats. Motor Trend floor mats all the way around. This is a really nice cover. And then these are some more seat covers, probably for the back seat. That'd be cool if you got a dog or something. I don't know. I'm leaving this all. This is so great. Okay, there's where your first aid kit goes. And the G-Wagon also has a decent amount of room back here. It's really tall as well, so it's pretty practical. I gotta say, I've had a ton of fun fixing up this G-Wagon during this little 2-part mini series. I do think I am done with the G500 though. This is not my dream spec, as I'd mentioned. I want the supercharged G55. I want to find one that's nice and broken so I can fix it up just like this one. And then I definitely want to try off-roading that and giving it a little bit more horsepower. I think that would just be an amazing truck. So I will likely sell this guy. And if you guys want to see what it ends up selling for, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at LegitStreetCars, where I post up little sneak peeks and updates to some of the projects in between the videos. And I do already have a ton of interest in this guy, but if you are interested, it's lscforsale@gmail.com. I think I'm gonna ask like, I don't know, $29,000, $30,000. I gotta add everything up. But because this thing's not rotted out and it's pretty well sorted, that's still a pretty good price, I think. So anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoyed the diagnostics that went into fixing this G-Wagon and removing like 7 or 8 of the warning lights on the cluster. And if you did, give this video a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel. It is a free little button. It really helps me out. And if you guys are into cool repair videos like this series, you might enjoy the rest of the channel. But most importantly, I hope all of you have a phenomenal day, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next video. Hang on, before the bloopers, I got something for Max. Hey Max, you want to hear like an awesome song that I just came up with? Okay. Don't let the fumes linger in the shadow of my finger. What do you think? That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Shadow of my finger needs to be in a rock song. I don't know what to say. It just makes sense. Anyway, if that wasn't a blooper enough, here's some more bloopers. With some DIY ingenuity, Max, let's put in some DIY ingenuity that I haven't done yet. So doing this in here costs us, so if my $0 fixed, we would have, so if my $0 fixed and also the harness from the car, and the harness in the car had multiple butt connectors, and this connector, So when you're turning and when you're driving, so when you're turning and driving, that sensor. So when you're turning and driving, so when you're turning and driving, I do believe this, I do believe this, I'm telling you Mercedes got, I really want this. We're gonna go for, I really want this